I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to. Then
Hello, hello, hello. This is Shirley Crawford, the owner of Second Chance Consulting and the executive director of the Women's Business Center, RVA, coming to you with another episode of WorkHARDAholics. Woo! I imagine right now you all have been working hard for the money. And so right now there's a lot going on in our community, a lot going on in our society. And so when I think about what it means to be a workaholic, and for those of you just joining us, you've never heard the term before, welcome, bienvenido. Let me tell you all about it because I made the term up. A workaholic is someone who is always doing something. We don't rest on our laurels. We're not sitting back watching the world go by. We're making the world happen. We're the change makers. We're the action builders. We are the world. It just seems like an appropriate time to drop that in there. Okay, then. And so we come together every week just for a few minutes to do a couple of things, right? First and foremost, to find out other tools, resources, things we can do to be more productive, to be an even better workaholic. And then to check ourselves emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever it might be, to make sure that we keep in balance. Because being productive is great, but if you are going gray before your time, I need you to know I was born with gray hair. I've gotten a lot more as the years have gone by, but actually I did come into this world with some of it. It's a family thing. Born wise. And so we want to help you make sure that your gray is earned and not from being burned. Right? So come in. Welcome to the journey of the workaholic. And so, as always, we like to begin with our word for the week. And so, with the frame mind that there's a lot of things happening and people are feeling out of sorts. There are a lot of unknown elements happening, like right now. Everybody doesn't know. Is your job guaranteed tomorrow? Is that client that's been your main client going to be there tomorrow? Like, what's happening? People are even wondering, like, have a little cough. Is that, or is it just, dust in the air? Is it allergies? There's a lot of questions going along in people's minds. And so we're kind of in this state. And so thus, taking me to our word for the week, discombobulated. Right? This always means DIS whenever you hear like dis-ease, which is disease. It means to be out of sorts, out of place, out of joint. Right? Because if you think about distracted, right? It's taking things out of its rightful place, right? And so discombobulated means exactly what it sounds like out of sorts. Like things are just kind of in an uproar. Nothing is lining up the way that you expected to. And I feel like we're living in a state of discombobulation right now. And so that's why that was the word for the week for me, because that seems to be the state that we're in. And so if that's the state that we're in, then of course, right now we want to figure out ways to help you not be discombobulated, ways to help you address your issues, address all of the coming at you, and learn ways to respond, reply, and not react. I always talk about the difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is the doctor hits you on your knee with a mallet and you kick out. That's a reaction. A response is someone gave you information, good, bad, negative, positive, indifferent. You internalize, you consider what the proper response is. You don't just give an emotional reaction. You don't just give tit for tat. You really give it some contemplation before you come out of here with it. Okay? And so with that in mind, that's our word for the week. And so as we think about like our time tool technique, I want to talk about ways that you can be a little less discombobulated, right? And so part of the reason why some of us feel so out of sorts is because we don't have a plan, right? So I've talked about vision boards. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not even talking about business plans, although I do have a seminar coming up. I'm talking about general project management. And for me, I interpret project management to be something that it's more than just something you can do at work. If you have a gardening project, you have a book you want to write, if you want to create your plan for your kids to go to college, all of these things can be put into a project management type of tool to help you get them done. And there are lots of great apps out there. I'm not even going to address those. I want to talk in general, just for a minute or so, or a few minutes, about the project management process. You can figure out what tools you want to use. There's so many. You can Google PMP. And there's also there's a certification. I'm not going that far, although these are all the basis of it. I really just want you to have the structure on lock so that you can apply it to your life in whatever format you like, so that you can feel a little less frayed and distraught and discombobulated. So the 4 phases to any project management process are that first you start off with the planning, you go into the execution, the project monitoring and control, and then the project closure. And so just those simple steps to be able to say, hey, this is the issue, or this is my project, right? And so what are you planning to do? What does that mean? What are you looking for the outcome to be? Like sitting down and doing the research and getting the information. And then the actual getting to work. Getting to work is the execution. Like, get it done. That's the execution. And then you're going to come to the monitoring and control. You're going to see what it is you've done. You're going to see what's successful, what was a failure, and fail fast. I've talked about that in the past. So if you can find a way to figure out the problems, go ahead and knock them out the way so that you can move on to your real victory, to your real power, to your real success. And when we talk about controls, that's when you figure out what are the elements. Back when I was in, I think it might have been high school. It was a stats class. So it was either in high school or college. Yes, so I had stats in high school as well. And they were talking about correlations, right? I'm not going to get deep into it. It's just a point. And so they were using this example of how in this one city, there appeared to be a correlation that the more nunneries that were built, right, it seemed to be a match to how many alcoholics were being developed in that particular city, right? So it's fair to assume that alcoholism is in no way actually in any relationship whatsoever to how many nuns are in the area. So it just appears that there are rising numbers happening at the same time, and they appear to have a relationship and don't. So that's one of the important things for you to recognize, even as you are creating your projects, doing the work that you're doing. Sometimes when we talk about a control is going to let you know, is this item actually related? Or is it just a random item? And if you change it, so if I change how many people had a placebo, does that increase anything? It's just, that's what you're looking for when you talk about a control. I'm not going to get all crazy into it. I really just want you to get the outline of how the ways to do a project and to apply that. Like, really think about it. Like right now, if you have some massive thing you're considering, then start to think about, what's the plan? What do you want to do? How do you want to go about doing it? Start doing it. That's your execution. Watch and see how the progress is going, and see, are there any elements that need to be changed? You're planting something. Does it need more sunlight? Does it need less sunlight? Those are your controls. And then you're going to wrap it up. You're going to close it down and say, I did it. This is what it means. Yay, team. If you're looking for a software in particular, Microsoft Project's pretty decent. It's not too expensive. It's like $7 a month. But there are lots of other options. I've talked about some in previous videos. And also you can Google it. Google it. Alrighty then. And so, of course, that leads us to our book it moment. Book it, Daddo. And so the book I want to share with you, still in that same vein, is called Project Management for Humans. Helping people get things done. Right? It's a theme. It's a theme. Woo. Okay, sorry. It's by Brett Harned. It's been out for a few years. And a lot of the books on project management are for people who are studying to get their PMP certification. So they get a little like techie. And I want you to think about this in a much simpler level for wherever you are in your life. So this one is a little lighter, but you still get the process of how to map out a project, how to get the project done. How to get it done is what I think is the most important thing. All right, but that takes me to our work hard, play harder moment, and there's a lot going on. And so the thing I'd want to say to you is that there's a lot happening. And so I would want, above all things, for you to be able to do it afraid. I've heard this phrase before, and I think it's amazing. All it means is don't let anything keep you, hinder you, hold you back. If you have an aspiration, you have a goal, then, as Andy Mineo would say, I'm going to just do it. Actually, that's KB. Sorry. But the point is, just do it. And so even if the circumstances look insane, even if you don't have all the pieces and parts together, even if, so what? Do it, even if you're afraid. That's my advice for you today. And I'm once again Shirley Crawford, the original WorkHARDaholic, coming to you with our latest episode of WorkHARDaholics. Do note, for those who are interested, the business planning webinar is coming up. It's this week. So check that out. And with everything that's happening in the world, I really do need you all to take care of yourselves. Stop stressing. Take some of these tools that we've shared to be able to live a healthier, whole life. And so, as we always say, live better, do better, be better. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That's like, share, subscribe, so that others can also enjoy the lovely world of the WorkHARDaholic. And on that note, happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta!
Because I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.